So the stream is on.
Yeah, I just got the prompt for it. So
okay, there we go. So apologies to everyone, particularly our guests. Yeah, my computer crashed, so we've got to figure out something better than my computer to base this from. Because this, anyhow, we'll continue. The audience hopefully will crawl back. Oh, there we go. Shleem's back with us. So, hi, Shleem. Thanks for coming back. We were a little worried.
Welcome back.
Yeah, we apologize. This is the downside to the DIY right from your home scene. We can make it as good as we possibly can, but we're limited by the equipment that we use, and a lot of times it's not the latest and the greatest. So, thank you for being fans despite our technical difficulties. Before we crashed out of the screen, Ambulance Head was actually getting ready to do a song. So, gentlemen, now's as good a time as any, I think. Good way to recover from a devastating crash.
Oh yeah, we're down. Yeah, you guys missed the best version of this song that we've ever played before. We're probably never going to be able to do.
Repeat it again.
I don't think so. We're going to try. We're certainly going to do it. Once again, we are Barry Mia, and this song is called Triad.
I've been shaking like a fly, freeze up and down. My head is strangely failed. Why don't you cry about it? Made of stale buried rod. Mama loose, I said this isn't fair. Why don't you cry about it? Hey, starstruck, shooter in the boxy. Hey, starstruck, shooter in the boxy. Hey yo, hey yo. Well, I can't be near you. Hey yo, hey. Well, I can't be saved. Slap my boots on metal bones, I fracture every stay up. Why don't you cry about it? Made it by the wedding bells. That girl I love is there with someone else. Why don't you cry about it? Right hand man, cut her in the Congress. Right hand man, cut her in the Congress. Hey yo, hey yo. Well, I can't be near you. Hey yo, hey. Well, I can't be saved. Can't be saved since I was a small egg inside a serpent's throat. Well, I can't be saved, not this time. I'm on my last leg counting slides. My pedestal has been denied. Lassie, no, will decompose.
Hey, yo, feel it in the morning.
Hey yo, hey yo. Well, I can't be near you. Hey yo, hey yo. Well, I can't be sad. Hey yo, hey yo. I can't be near you. Hey yo, hey. I can't be sad.
Hey, excellent. Thanks, guys.
And apparently, I am just continuing on in a straight or a great string of not only showing up late but also calling out the wrong the guest name. Sorry, Ambulance was our last week's guest, and I am just now confirmed that I'm a total jackass sometimes.
Yeah, he's been called out multiple times in the in the chat.
We look like Ambulance.
I would feel probably comparison. Probably very similar.
Yeah. Sounds like a similar band to me. So yeah, we're cool with it.
Hey, they were great guests, and you guys have been stand-up guests so far. Putting up with a host who shows up late, calls you by the wrong name, and the stream that crashes. So you guys are doing great.
You're cool, man.
Go with the flow. Go with the flow.
So it looks like we picked up most of the audience, so that's great. There's always a fear they won't come back, right? So, so thanks to those of you who were with us and came back after the catastrophic crash. Yeah. So John Goskalsix, I'm sorry, I completely messed it up. I said it right before. Says he likes the song. Shalim likes the 2 vocal approach to the song, and it's catchy. Oh, and follow up with a clap, clap, clap. Yeah, so
There we go.
thanks so much. Yeah, sounds great.
Thanks,
I have to reopen all my windows again because I'm a little loud.
We got another one for you, so stick
Yep.
around.
Yep, so about 20 minutes, I guess, would probably be a good time for that. So we'll definitely hang around, everyone. It's just going to have another good song.
And we're going to switch guitars.
Ooh, spooky.
Ah.
I'm back to my mug.
Okay, all right. Okay.
Is yours empty?
No, I got a little bit of tea left. I'm doing a little bit like a tea whiskey lemon thing.
I'll hold mine just.
So, how did you both get started in music? Is it something recent, or were you kind of born with it?
With me, my family, my grandfather was very music oriented, so he kind of bought me a guitar, and I didn't know how to play it worth a damn. So, I mean, I'd sit in my room and act like I could play guitar. Eventually moved to drums, started a bunch of bands, being a drummer, and finally wanted to step to the front of the stage and not sit behind a drum kit. So that's when I got with this guy and we started Bury Mia.
Yeah, they found me on Craigslist.
Excellent.
We met him at a Barnes and Noble.
Craigslist. Oh
Yeah.
my goodness. I haven't heard the name Craigslist in a while.
They're lucky I didn't show up and murder. You know.
The lead singer at the time
Well.
didn't come to the meeting because he thought he was a murderer.
Excellent.
Yeah, that's
So
what
did he
I was
end up
debating.
being a good date in the end?
He was. He's a good date.
Yeah, okay.
He's been on many
Excellent.
dates since.
That's excellent.
Yeah, I think my story is pretty similar to Devin. I started playing. My parents were also in a band. They were in a cover band. They did weddings and a bunch of stuff back in their time. So I used to hear them play, and then I started playing bass first, moved to guitar, and yeah, it's been a long road. Lots of songwriting. That's my favorite part. I think of all the things. I think it's just like that moment when the song kind of comes together, and you hit it, you know, and especially when you get with full band. So like there's like doing it alone, and then you get with full band, and everybody's hitting their parts, and that's the best part.
There's nothing like it.
Right.
Nothing.
So is Bury Mia your first project, or have you been on other projects?
We've been in many projects separately, like a bunch of bands through high school for both of us. But we came together with our old band called Rating the Hate. I was a drummer, he was the bassist. That band just didn't really work out. So
Yeah, that was more like a hard rock sort of thing, I think.
yeah.
Yeah.
And so we started something with our passion in sad people music. So we started writing sad pop punk songs. And
happy sounding music for sad people.
exactly.
Yeah.
It's a good catch. Good, put that on a t-shirt.
Put that on a t-shirt.
Oh, actually, I'll use this as a bit of a segue there. So you got some merch available. I think we've got a link for that in the stream. If not, there's a link on your website as well. So
Yeah.
just
We
take it
got
off.
t-shirts. We just started pretty recently a Patreon. So we're going into the recording process now. We're at, and some of the, I don't know how familiar you guys are with Colorado Sound and some of the other bands, but we're recording at the Blasting Room in Fort Collins. Big studio. They've done like Rise Against, Stay to Remember, some Tom Morello stuff. So, you know, they definitely have done some professional work, and we're really excited. The stuff that's coming out of there is going to be amazing. I mean, it's so thick. You know, the sound is amazing. So we're recording with Andrew Berlin, been a great guy, and we're so excited for probably early 2021 is when that stuff's coming out.
Great. So your other CDs. Let's talk about those for a sec. We got I think you had an a CD out, so was it, and Sleep It Off.
Yeah. So that came out. Was that
That was 2019.
2019 of July?
July 2019.
Yeah.
We played a release show at the Marquee in Denver. Those were a bunch of songs that, we've had some of them for a long time. We've had some of them for a short time. Many different musicians in the writing process with those. Different drummers consistently. We couldn't hold on to a drummer to save our life.
Oh, I know that story all too well.
Right?
Drummers are an elusive bunch.
They are.
Yeah.
Or they want to play in like 6 different groups because there's
Yeah,
only
Right?
one of them.
There are too many. They're like, sorry, I'm already in 16 other ones. We all have a show that night.
Yeah, exactly.
Yeah. The cool thing about what I like about this one, and you probably can't do this on the screen, but if you buy both albums, you'll see that there is a Ken doll, the feet on And Sleep It Off.
Yep.
His head and torso are on our first EP, which is Take This With Alcohol.
Put
And
them
so
together.
put them together, it's Take This With Alcohol and Sleep It Off, and you can see the full Ken on there.
That's good to know. I will look. Yeah, I didn't know that, and I didn't grab that image, unfortunately.
Now, was that intentional, or was that something that just happened to work for the image sake, or is that something that you just decided, hey, we'll call this album this, and the follow up will be this, or is it just a sort of a happy coincidence?
So when we recorded the first one, it was a collection of like 4 or 5 songs, and it was just like, we need to get music out there. We don't have anything. We'll call it Take This With Alcohol. And maybe about a year later from that, we were like, we should just expand on that EP and release another thing and call it And Sleep It Off. So that's kind of where the name came from. But the cohesiveness of the Ken doll in this one and the Ken doll in the other one was all this gentleman's idea.
Okay.
It looks pretty cool.
Yeah, and that I think you have up on the screen Closed for Business, which is we did a bunch of re-releases and remasters on some stuff that we really liked, including, which is very weird, a EDM remix to one of our songs, Fools. So that's kind of like the new and fancy one off that one. But this idea is really kind of coming from coronavirus and this idea that, people are being closed. It's not just businesses, it's the people in there, they can't work, so wanted to touch on that a little bit.
Yeah. Actually, just moving on that, how has this affected you? You obviously got some live shows you've done fairly recently. You got one coming up in November. Has it really had a bigger effect on you as musicians, this COVID situation?
You see it. You definitely see the effect. It's totally different playing a live show with all the safety measures in place. Playing to people, sitting down at tables. It's almost like you're playing for them at a dinner party, opposed to a real live show. But
yeah. I mean,
really,
we played shows where we had to wear masks while we were playing and singing. That is a total pain. I felt like I was hyperventilating the whole time.
Yeah.
I mean, we'll do it though. I mean, if that's the way we play shows, we'll do it.
Yeah, our we just had a bunch of new cases in our city, so we're getting new restrictions being imposed on us. So I don't think there's going to be live shows anywhere for a while. In fact, we had early days. We had sort of really flattened our curve. Everything was going great, and then all of a sudden, poof, off she went. It just was like unbelievable. All over like Canadian Thanksgiving, which was last weekend for us. So
yeah, and that's Winnipeg, right?
Yes, that's right, in Winnipeg. So we actually just have a question that came in from Shalim, one of our longtime fans. They ask you any thoughts about the passing of Eddie Van Halen.
Oh man, so sad. So this is a kind of a weird one, and actually, this is last summer. We had a young man named Eric Van Halen take some pictures for us. It's actually Eddie's nephew. So the way that we heard about him passing was not like Facebook, like, Eddie Van Halen dies. It was our friend Eric saying like, hey, I just heard that my uncle died, and we're like, oh, so it touches a little different. Yeah. Not that we knew him, but it's more, it's closer to home.
A little bit.
Yeah. But super bummed, big music presence, obviously, like invented techniques that people still use on guitar and will continue to use for who knows how long. But yeah, very bummed.
So would you say that, I mean, obviously when you compare, say, Van Halen style, like a big arena rock, over the top 80s kind of like, thing, compared to, say, the music that you guys are doing where pop punk, I mean, unless you're getting to be like the size of like a My Chemical Romance or some of those other giants in the field, you're really playing smaller, more intimate venues. I mean, do you feel like that Van Halen has had like an effect, is spurred you on to be better musicians, or even just something that you guys listen to as a guilty pleasure, like Bon Jovi on a road trip or something like that, something along those lines, or has this been something like, man, I really like what Eddie's doing in this song, I want to learn how to do it?
I would say I've never been like a lead guitarist in the sense that Eddie was, but no, I mean the music is great, and definitely I think it is different, between club music and kind of like that arena rock style. We look more for like those smaller clubs where people are like smashing into each other and doing all the stuff that we're all hoping that we're going to be able to do after coronavirus is done.
Yeah, I have yet to see a plan for a socially distant mosh pit. I just don't think it's going to happen.
I think
we'll just have like those little things. We'll have sticks, and that's what we'll do, is we'll hit each other with sticks.
A bubble concert.
Yeah.
They all got bubbles, and we're just...
Yeah, that looked cool.
That's right.
I mean, you can't touch anyone, but you can still get your bump on.
The Bubble Boy tour, that's what it could be. Yeah, just there you go. I like it.
Yeah, that's pretty cool.
Mosh on Zoom.
Mosh on Zoom.
Mosh on Zoom.
Is that like Brady Bunch style, where you're like I'm moshing into the wall, and they're moshing into their wall,
into that wall, and
that would be pretty funny.
So you have a show coming up. Just a plug for the show at the B-Side Live on November 21st.
Yeah, B-Side Live. It'll be so for those of you that are in Denver, you can come. I think they're going to be limited capacity 50. Because Denver just got a bunch of new restrictions, I'm not sure if that part is going to go or not. I really hope so. But there's going to be a virtual aspect as well. We're going to do 2-hour-long sets with a full band. And so I think first set is going to be kind of a little more punky, a little bit lighter. And then on the second set, we're going to do some of the harder stuff. So it should be a lot of fun.
Okay. Sounds good. So if you're out there in the Denver area, go check them out. You've got there's an Eventbrite. You can buy tickets online via Eventbrite. That's definitely on your Facebook page. We have a link in the stream as well. We should, if things didn't get screwed up when we restarted. So go check them out if you're in that area. Be a lot of fun. So Phil, you could have done that, but not now. A few weeks ago, you could have, right? With the lack of performance, have you tried doing any live stream performances yourself?
You want to talk about Doghouse?
Yeah, we did a live stream with the studio that we practice at Doghouse up in Lafayette, Colorado. We did a live stream with them for this kind of festival,
Underdog Music Festival
that they were throwing, and it was super rad. You can check that out. That's on our Facebook. I believe it's on Instagram. Is it? No, it's not on. Maybe it's on Instagram.
Yeah, but
it's definitely on Facebook.
Yeah, we were able to pull a bunch of the audio from that one and get the live clip. So actually, that one and some of the best video from that is going to be going up on YouTube pretty soon. So excited about that. They're like a really professional organization. I think they've been doing live streaming in Denver better than almost anybody for the last couple months, and they've been really nice to let the bands that practice there really like use their live space as much as possible. So I think we'll definitely have more than one coming out of them in the next couple months as well.
More, yeah,
okay.
For real. They also have on their page, they have a 5-minute clip of just our talking, no music, just us.
Bantering
on about whatever.
Yeah, it's I would like to say it's funny, but I don't think it's funny. I think it's just
I think
nonsense.
it is
It's
nonsense,
5
but
straight
it's
minutes of
also
nonsense.
it's funny. It's like if you want to go watch a Dane Cook comedy special.
Yeah,
in
it's
5
exactly
minutes,
like
that's what it is.
So it looks like we're getting hounded in the comments to give us another song, says Shalim. And he's prompted us more than
Happy to
once.
do
So let's do another song. Here we
Switch
go. Oh, yeah. Change the view.
Okay,
There we go. So,
I like that one. Like that.
so take it
What do
away.
you say, Star?
It's all,
All
it's all
right,
yours.
So again, we're Barry Mia. We're a band. We play pop punk songs. This one's probably one of the most serious ones we've written in a little while, but it's called Trainwreck.
If I paid attention, you commit everything. Shelter eyes for future nourishment. Little obsessively. Say over what you insist. But yeah. Make up the couch in your roommate's house. Little obsessively. Turn your head, close your mouth, and open the door to the neon room. Open the door to the neon room. One more song about the last first date ever. We train wreck together. Be honest with yourself, darling. This castle has some curve appeal. One more song about if I held a poison you breathe in. And trust clumsy hands with antitoxin. Little distressingly. Turn your head, close your mouth, and open the door to a neon room. One more song about the last first date ever. We train wreck together. Be honest with yourself, darling. This castle has some curve appeal. One more song about one more song about the last first date ever. Train wreck together. Be honest with yourself, darling. This castle has some curve appeal. One more song about the last first date ever. We train wreck together. Be honest with yourself, darling. This castle has some curve appeal. One more song about more than you'll ever know.
Very great. Thanks, guys. That's wonderful.
Great tune, fellas. Well done.
Awesome.
Very well done. Comments from our friend Shalim again, liking the Trainwreck song. Has a question, which recording is it from? Couldn't tell from Bandcamp. Is there a particular album that's from?
This one's brand new, so this is coming out on future stuff. Yeah, but you can't hear the last song, Cry About It Off and Sleep It Off. That's the last song on that track.
Okay. And definitely a clap, clap, clap coming from Shalim. Really likes it. I guess I better, be a good host and ask some intelligent questions instead of just making myself look like an idiot. So we're gonna try that. I'm a huge punk fan, so I dig what you guys are doing. This is a great. That's the music that I kind of got. That's how I kind of forced myself to actually stop dreaming about playing music and actually play music. So and I gravitated towards punk and. First, because of some of its simplicity, relative simplicity to play, given you just know a small amount of chords, but you just have to learn how to play fast. There's and now I'm gonna preface this. This is not my opinion. I think you guys are great, and I think you guys fit perfectly into the punk thing. But there's a big debate among punk fans that pop punk is not punk. What would you guys have to say about that?
I'd say punk is whatever you want it to be, man. I know there's very, very crazy different amount of different punks and punk bands that don't like other punk bands and stuff like that. But I mean, in the community, at least in Denver and San Diego and all the other places we've played, we've played with hardcore bands, with other pop punk bands, with straight edge bands and everything like that, and we've all got along. We all dig each other's music, so I think as long as we all have that same goal in mind, the same kind of passion for the music, doesn't matter what you play, as long as you got that passion for it and not stuck up the nose, I think you're right.
Yeah, and I would have to 100% agree with that. I say that, or ask the question just because a lot of the people that I knew, I grew up in, of course, obviously I gravitated towards pop punk when I first started playing because of it just felt right to play, right? And well, that's not real punk, this is real punk, and then they like say, oh, listen to Fear, or listen to the Circle Jerks or the Ramones, oh, that's real punk. It's like, it's pretty much exactly the same thing. So you tell me that when I listen to a band that sings about maybe a song even like what you guys are rating, obviously there's some meaning behind that song, and you tell me that and the difference between, say, like the Ramones covering, because they covered all kinds of like ballads and stuff like that, or all those bands, they all do that stuff. So just saying that it's this way is kind of ridiculous. So
absolutely, yeah. I mean, I think the big point of it is just like, not trying to feel like it's one thing or another thing. That's probably where you get caught up in stuff, is trying to define it and over-define it and all that stuff. But at the same time, Devin and I get down to some street punk, we get down to skate punk, ska, everything. So yeah, Kelly Clarkson. The punkest of all.
Kelly Clarkson. I think it's Hillary Duff.
Hillary Duff, there you go. Doing the
now you're getting serious.
I remember seeing her doing an interview. Hillary Duff doing an interview when she did the what was that song that she did? The Go-Go's. Our Lips Are Sealed by the Go-Go's. She did a cover of that. She's like, I'm going to do a rocked out punky version of that song. I'm like, of a punk song? Like the Go-Go's were a punk band. I know it doesn't really sound it. Our Lips Are Sealed doesn't really sound like pop punk, or it doesn't sound like punk, but the Go-Go's were very much all female punk bands. How do you do a rocked out punky version of a punk song? That's like saying I'm gonna do a real punk version of like something by Green Day. Like, it just doesn't work.
Right.
So I wonder if she's kicking herself for that, but she has more money than I do, and she's probably not listening. So I'll just stop here before I do get us in trouble.
You're listening, Hillary Duff.
If you're listening, Hillary Duff, please don't sue me.
Now,
was
I've got
just a silly-
there's a comment from Shalim Ryan. I'm assuming he's being, I'm not sure if he's sarcastic or serious. Good question, Ryan Jans. Looking forward to more deep questions from you in future episodes. So I don't know.
He's just giving me a hard time. Hard time for being late and being a stupid host. That's probably what it is.
Well, at least nobody said nothing about bass players. So. I won't get there.
Well, considering he's a bass player, I think Ryan did very well on that question. Well done, Ryan.
He did. Bravo, Ryan.
Ryan, are you a finger or a pick guy?
Depends on the song and what I need.
Or a
So
bow.
if I really need, I'll go with the big girl in the back there. Then I got the 6-string there. I got a 4-string there. I do have an acoustic bass that I've loaned out to another musician friend, but if I need to pick bow or finger, whatever needs for the song.
A little bit of slap? Is there a little bit of slap in your life?
Little bit. That's never been something I've been able to actually get a full grasp on. It just is. I've tried, and then it's like, I don't play enough songs that I really need to focus on this at the moment. And then I always sort of think, oh, I'll pick it up later.
Yeah. Nice. We got this song we're working on called Minus You. Literally, Devin hated the song. Hated it. Because from a bass perspective, it's 2 notes, probably the entire song. But then we get to the interlude, and we finally let him do something. He's like, I'm going to slap just like the whole thing. It sounds so good, though. It's like thick.
So
Okay.
Devin, bass player to bass player. When you get stuck in those 2-note fringes, do you like to walk? Do you like to octave? Do you like to do a fifth? Like, what do you like to do just to pass the time? Grab the phone and just finger tap, right? Like,
Sometimes I'll walk, but if it's live and like we're doing it, I'll just jump around and go kick him in the leg or something.
write more fun songs.
No.
Yeah, I don't know there's a logo around for the band somewhere, and it's like a jumping guy with a guitar, and that's actually Devin. We pulled that from an actual image. So
Nice.
he's our logo.
There we go. I think we'll pull some pictures up. I made the efforts to grab them.
That's you. That's
Yep.
Noah.
Are you in the back?
I'm in the back.
Here we go.
Yeah. Marcus didn't exist in that one. Yeah, we like to think about ourselves as being like small, medium, large, and like double XL because our drummer Marcus is about 6'7".
Okay.
Oh, jeez.
Huge. And then he's like a whole foot taller than me because I'm only 5'7".
Wow. Mark, how tall are you?
How
tall are you?
Well, officially, I'm 6'3", 200 pounds, which is like Superman's dimensions. And I say if Donald, so just shy of 6 foot.
Yeah, so I think you and I are roughly about the same height. According to my license, I'm 5'10". So
Yeah, and I think
we're pretty even.
yeah,
keel,
fairly close.
even though-
I've been shrinking over the last few years, so I know getting old.
Is that the hunch going down, or is that
Partially that, yeah. Part of that.
The gut pushing out and pulling you down.
Yeah.
I've been waiting for my growth spurt.
Yeah, Devin's been the same height since what, the 6th grade?
Yeah.
Oh,
I'm 7 in
Poor
6th
guy.
grade and then just stayed.
Yeah, I think I got about an inch or two taller than my dad and then stopped. Yeah, I got there about the same time too, yeah. Be about 16, 17. That's about as tall as I've ever been. Anyhow, this isn't about music, is it?
Well, I'm 6'2".
there, Phil's guy. We'll flank Phil on either side, and he'll be in the one in the middle. There we go.
That's
That'll
right.
be our poster.
With my Joe Biden's on. Hey, corn pop.
Hey, man. Right.
All right, this is definitely not about music.
Yes. So, back to music. So, who writes your songs?
I write a good amount of them. Devin also very much contributes, and our new guy Noah has actually brought some new songs in the band. So, I mean, really, we're probably at our best when we're writing together. I tend to write a ton. You know, I probably have 20 or so songs kind of brimming in my head at any given time. So
yeah. Any time that I get like 2 songs out, he's already had like 45 different songs.
It's a murder by volume, I guess. I'm not,
Home with the fan.
yeah.
So you've been.
I mean, it's a fun process. I mean, I'm assuming you guys have done your songwriting as well, but I don't know. There's just always trying new chords, always trying to make something sound a little interesting, a little bit different. You know, we were in the studio a couple of weeks ago, and literally the guy running everything, Andrew, was just like, I don't know if that sounds good there, and I'm like, no, it has to be there.
It has to.
There's just like this solo piece. I'm like, it sounds exactly how I want it to sound, and it's like, I think it's off, and it's like, no, it sounds perfect. So you know, that's what happens.
Yeah. Sometimes you got to go with what you know works.
I like a little bit of dissonance every once in a while. You know, I play in a lot of major keys, and so every once in a while I just want to jump out, just have a little bit of edge, I guess.
Yeah, thrown a diminished or augmented every now and again.
Yeah, exactly.
Yeah. So when I write, I have to be I've got to be in a good place. I can write about sad stuff and happy stuff, but I've got to be in a good, happy place before I can write. So do you find that your mood affects how you write, or whether you can or not?
Absolutely. I think especially when it comes to lyrics, I don't know what your style is. What I normally do is I'll have like a guitar riff thing, and I'll sing like a lot of mumbles over it. Like I don't know what the lyrics are. I just kind of know what the melody is in my head. Yeah. And then later, months later, maybe I'll come back and actually write the lyrics for that specific song. Like, yeah, that has to be like very mood specific. I have to like be feeling something very strong, whatever it is.
Mine for a while, for a set amount of time, was writing music to kids' songs. So it'd be pop punk and it'd be sad, but I'd be watching, you know, Arthur in the background, or like and be like, all right, what is he doing? Let's figure this out.
We just did a cover of What's in Scooby-Doo. That went pretty well.
Nice.
Yeah.
That would be a fun one to cover. That would be.
I guess now that Devin has a kid, we have one on the way. So you know, there'll probably be some more covers of kids songs for a while. I still want to do the Pokemon intro, but good.
Yeah, I remember because I was in school, high school in the 70s, and A1 I think was when I finally left school. But yeah, there was lots of punk bands, because that was like when punk started, right? It was all raw and Sex Pistols-y. But everyone seemed to have a cover of the classic Batman theme tune.
Hey there.
So yes. So have you ever tried playing the classic Batman theme tune?
Oh man, that's a good idea.
I'm sure not as a band, but as like just randomly going on in the background while we're tuning.
Right.
It does actually translate to punk very well.
Oh,
so
nice.
yeah, give it a go. Yeah, I've heard lots of covers decades ago, but I recommend it. Give it a go. If nothing else, it might be a good warm-up piece.
I would love that.
The one that I always remembered was they did this I think it was in the very early 90s, was the Saturday morning cartoon, and the Ramones did the classic Spider-Man.
Yes.
Oh yeah, I remember that.
That was great. I remember that one. And you got Johnny Ramone or Joey, Spider-Man, wherever Spider-Man, you know, just like classic Ramones. But, yeah. Catch thieves just like flies.
Spider Pig.
Johnny just
Spider Pig. Yeah. Schmuck. I was going so well there for a while.
I know. That was a good song. Anyway,
I heard a rumor that, and I think it's been now. They said it's not going to happen. That they were going to bring Tobey Maguire and what's the other kid's name back for like a live movie Spider-Man multiverse and have all 3 Spider-Mans in it. But apparently that's not true.
No, they debunked that.
Yeah.
Yeah, Tobey Maguire's what? He's got to be 50 now, isn't he? How old is he? Can he still do it?
He could do the Willem Dafoe character. He could be Norman Osborn in the next movie.
Oh, how old is he?
I think Toby was like 30 when they filmed the very
Yeah.
first Spider-Man. It was
And
already
that would have been in the 2000s, so that's another 20. So he's got to be either
Yeah.
just at 50 or just over 50 in that range, probably.
That's
48
not
to
old,
51.
dude. I protest.
It is for Spider-Man if they can do him in high school.
Anyone watching the stream? Oh, it's Tobey Maguire.
You punks quit that talk. I'm only 53. 53 is not old.
Yes, you are. I guess. So, talking about cover songs, is there any cover songs that you thought you would like to have a go, but just haven't been brave enough yet?
Oh man, we've done our good share of covers. Is there anyone that we like tried and we just like hard failed on? What was the
We did.
tub thumping? We tried really
Oh,
hard.
we tried Chumbawamba.
Oh yeah.
We really tried to make tub thumping work, and we just could not get
That
that
didn't
one.
work.
Yeah, that's hard. It's such no, there's something how they record it or something, but
Yeah, and we did acoustic acoustic mashups on occasion where we've combined. What is it? It's
like Smashing Pumpkins,
Smashing Pumpkins,
and Fergie.
Disarm with Boys Don't Cry by Fergie.
That would be worth seeing.
Yeah.
We did a cover of First Date, and then in the middle we put the Fat Lip chorus, so we call it
Fat Lip on a First Date.
Fat Lip on a First Date.
Nice.
Perfect.
Like it.
Yeah. I think if you're gonna do a cover, you might as well do something new with it. So mixing it with their song is a pretty good way to do that.
Yeah, it's very hard for any band wherever you are to do as good as the original, whoever it is. When we do covers, I usually do as my rule is I've got to do it as well as they do, or I do something completely that's me, right? So usually we'll do that because it's really, I mean, particularly when we're covering Beatles, how do you do like Strawberry Fields Forever with an acoustic guitar and a stand-up bass? We can do it, but it doesn't sound like the Beatles at all.
Yeah. We did our everything that we could to sort of make to make it like instantly recognizable. Oh, that's Strawberry Fields Forever, but they're doing something different with it, right? So it has to be the same but different. It has to show homage and there. It was just funny. I thinking about cover songs. Mark and I were playing together frequently, and I was actually in another project at the same time. And we had decided, and it was a hard rock sort of metalish band, and so we decided that we would cover "Dead and Bloated" by Stone Temple Pilots, thinking that's a popular song. Lots of people know that song, right? Practiced it for months, got it down. We had all the rules that we just talked about, paid homage to it, but made it our own. Cranked it out at a show, cleared the dance floor. Like nobody. And it's like we started and everyone's looking at, what kind of song is this? Did you just say you're smelling like a rose on a deathbed? I'm gonna go get a beer. Like, so we ended that show. We were out in the back loading up our gear into the vehicles, and we're like, yeah, that song's got the axe. Just like consensus right across the board.
We found the secret, the cover song. If you want to get the crowd going, put like in the third or fourth song in your set, do a Bouncing Souls cover.
Yep.
Every punk from a 30-mile radius will flock to that area.
So true story. We're on the road in San Diego. We're at this bar, and it's kind of like one of those where it's like a bar room, and then the other half of the bar has kind of
It's
like a
like
thin,
another, like a wall.
like traditional bar sort of thing going on instead of the stage. And we're playing. We get to, I think we did Lean on Sheena, and as soon as we hit kind of that opening chord, people are just trailing in. We had moshing by the time we were done with that song.
And by like the time it was like, did you? And then the end of you, everyone was already.
Yeah.
I want to just jump in here. Charlene asked if I ever got the privilege to see Bury Mia live when I was down there. No, unfortunately, I haven't yet. Hopefully in the future I will. The only punk rock show I ever went to was the one I did promotions for, was with Kittenhead.
Nice. Yeah, you were welcome, Phil. Let us know. We'll get you some tickets. We'll get you in there.
You come see me
Awesome.
almost fall on stage.
Well, Phil's used to that. I'm surprised with all the self-deprecating I've done to myself. He hasn't mentioned how I almost fall out of my chair almost on every episode either. So.
He reminds me of Super Dave Osborne on some episodes there.
Yes, but
we don't need to bore the audience with that. Let's just say it. I was leaning back and fell out of my chair.
And we'll wait till it happens again.
In the middle of our guest song, and you stole the focus. Yeah, all right.
Which is why we now have a policy to mute our mics when you guys perform.
There you go. So
if I come back and I've got like an ice pack on my face, you'll.
That way we don't hear like the toilet flush in the background.
My wife came in from the other room because in the last house that we were in, I was up in sort of a loft area, and my daughter's room was right beside there. She's putting my daughter to bed for an afternoon nap, and then I sit back, I almost fall out of the chair, and she comes running around the corner, and she's like, "Are you okay? Are you okay?" Like, trying not to make any noise because she knows that we're doing our show. And I was like, "Yeah, I'm fine." And I'm thinking, I don't think anybody saw. And then Phil's like, "So did you fall out of your chair?"
Everybody saw you. It was you were the center on the screen. Anyhow, it was funny. Okay,
it's a close call on my side. Like right when this whole coronavirus thing started, and I was working from home, we were at a different house, and the room I was using was basically my wife's closet as well. And so a couple times I was on calls that could have been video calls, and she walks past, like takes the shirt off or something. I'm like, "Honey, this could have been a video call."
It would have been a great video call for everybody else.
Yeah.
It would have been a very awkward conversation to have later. Oh, jeez. Yeah, that's exactly right.
Okay, and on that high notes, we've been going for about almost 10 past 3. I think we've made up for the 10 minutes that we were off the air because of my computer failure. But I think it's probably we start to wrap that up now. So if you want to get hold of Barry Mia, there is information in the stream description, whichever platform you're on, that supports the information. It will be there. We have it on. We'll have it on the our Facebook page. It's definitely on right now on Barry Mia Facebook page as well. So go check out all their info. And I've had it on the screen multiple times throughout the show. So just put up the usual contacts there if you want to get a hold of us. You can get us on Facebook, YouTube, Twitter. Both Phil and I have accounts on there. And of course, Instagram. Phil, your show is probably going to go live sometime next week, I guess.
I'm hoping to have some good news on that front in the coming week for sure. Colorado Phil Show, well, it is Mondays through Fridays. It's on Tri-Lakes Radio. That's TRI. Tri-Lakes Radio out of Monument, Colorado. And it runs from 12 to 4 p.m. Pacific, 1 to 5 p.m. Mountain Standard Time in Colorado, 2 to 6 p.m. Central here in the 204, Manitoba, Canada, and 3 to 7 p.m. Eastern Time. Where? Well, just go to right there. www.trilakesradio.com.
Okay. There we go. And it's right there in the middle of the screen as well. So we do this show just for the love of it. But if you'd like to give us a tip by way of a virtual coffee, then buymeacoffee.com/it's all in the
You
mind.
keep saying that, Mark, but you keep telling me I'm going to get a big check at some point.
Yep. You'll get a big check. It'll be 1 cent.
We get a big check.
The check will be
when
huge.
we get somebody who loves us enough to give us some money, we'll pass it on.
And of course, the usual self-promotion. I'm an author. I've got a couple of children's books and a collection of short stories, all available on books.mdstannard.com.
Show us in bigger frame, Mark, your books, please.
You always do that, right? Here we are. That's how it goes.
I do. Well, it's important.
There we go.
There you go.
And there are links, of course, to everything on the website as well, theinvisibleman.ca. Let's bring everybody back on. So thank you very much for joining us, guys. It's been to Devin and Justin. It's been a lot of fun, actually. Went past really quick. Hopefully the audience enjoyed it as much as we did. I apologize again for the blip. We'll blame Bill Gates for that. It's his fault for everything.
Lots of money. He can take it.
So thank you very much, everybody in the audience that stuck with us and came back after the
Yes, thank you.
unplanned break. And so thank you, thanks guys for joining us, for being our special guests, and of course on behalf of Ryan Jans, whose middle name is David, but he doesn't use it even though he should. Phil, Colorado Phil, whose middle name is not David, but just sometimes for shits and giggles we pretend it is. And of course me, whose middle name really is David Mark Davis Stannard. It's been a pleasure to do the show with you. The Invisible Man show. We'll see you next week. We've got three or four brand new songs to present. I've been working with Gavin George in the UK, so we'll have. Should have about three songs, if not more, for you next week. Brand new songs never heard in public before that we've been working on. So thank you very much again for joining us, everyone, for our special guests, and we'll catch you all next week. Thanks a lot, and we'll catch you then. Bye.
Bye.